moments ago, of course, here comes the Sergeant at Arms now.
Mr. Speaker!
Community moderator of Sky Warriors.
Mr. Breeze, Mrs. Perk, commanders, fellow pilots, and members of Sky Warriors. We have been here for 2 years now engaging this experiment known as Sky Warriors in an ever-changing environment. Months in the making, from Sidewinder MG to cloud hiding and auto-slinging. Teams rise and fall, but our resolve to waste our time and our money will never cease to persist because of you, the Sky Warrior people. And as we age, we are sad to see some features and teams and people come to an end. Yet optimistic as ever to see new features and teams and people fill those gaps in our tight-knit community. Fun is the name of the game, and the price only depends on your tier level. Through incomplete updates, glitches, disconnects, misfires, and expensive upgrades, I'm here tonight to announce our union is still strong. Our will to compete and challenge our credit card statements is unmatched by any gaming community. We will not go quietly into the night. Good night and happy hunting.
I thought that this homeless guy was trying to put a spell on me, but I think he was just waving.
The following film is intended for mature audiences and contains adult content, graphic language, graphic violence, nudity, and strong sexual content. Viewer discretion is advised. Like, we'll leave it up to you, but you gotta know about this stuff before getting into this whole thing, you know? I mean, straight up, one guy gets his face bitten off by a raccoon, and we show it. Oh man, do we show it.
I don't need this and I don't mind. This happens to me all the time. Until tomorrow, till we forget. I live for tomorrow with no regret.
He's cool.
And she's Prkushun. Hi, Perky.
Hi.
We're here again.
We are.
And obviously, with who?
Who do we got today?
Mr. Merovech. Welcome, brother. Back.
Yeah. Glad to be back.
Man, I really can't tell you how excited I was just to kind of start looping back and doing second visits at the same time of still trying to find, trying to finish the original schedule. That's how awesome, everybody's been, and I've been driving Prkushun crazy with the schedule because of this. So, yeah. So everybody that's out there, patient, but when you're available, Merovech, you will always take precedent. Not just because of who you are, but because of who you are inside as well, I should say. Not just inside the game, but outside. So, with that being said, after your beautiful State of the Union address, we have no idea what we're going to talk about, folks, but I'm sure it's going to be just fine. So, long and the short...
Hey, actually, I have a question.
Do it!
So, the contract thing, do you have any insight into what that is all about?
I don't. And we kind of had a fallout in the mod team about it. Because I wasn't too happy with them launching a feature without even notifying us. Because I get all the DMs about it,
Yeah. And you can't give anybody answers.
And I hate the answer, I don't know. Okay? I find it embarrassing. Not just for me, but also for Sky Warriors.
Yeah.
And I need to say, I don't know. So then I went to our community manager and asked about it, and she didn't know apparently much either. I said, "What the hell are you guys doing here?"
It really.
And then it turned out that the whole thing didn't even work. So now they deactivated it and returned the people that actually spent 250 diamonds to buy a contract, got their diamonds returned, and it's been deactivated for now. But as I could make out from the screenshot that I saw from it, it's apparently you can buy like a military contract for 250 diamonds, and that will generate 5 diamonds a day for eternity.
Oh.
Well, as long as the game lasts, at least. So basically, it will take you 50 days to recover the 5 diamonds, but 5 diamonds a day, I don't know. I wouldn't do it. It's not worth it to me. Yeah, if you wanna do a feature like that, make it interesting.
Like
$5 diamonds a day. What can you do with 5 diamonds? That's 150 diamonds a month.
Yeah.
I get that from my daily. I get more from my daily missions. So maybe it's a start. I don't know, but it needs to be more challenging. Combine these military contracts, for example, with an achievement you make in the game that gives you the opportunity to buy a contract. But then a contract that is worthwhile, that doesn't give you 5 diamonds a day, but 100.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I was thinking it was going to be, was as soon as there was going to be some sort of task or list of tasks, and once you complete those, you get a bunch of diamonds for it. But then again, I don't know how different that would be from the daily missions anyway.
Yeah, but the daily missions too, ever since we started this game, it hasn't changed. And that's my problem also, that I have pointed out several times to the developers, that is, everything changes in the game, especially the prices, no? Each tier that they launch, prices go up. But the daily missions rewards stay the same. 1,000 coins and 1 diamond for 1 mission. And then 3 and 5 and 2 and so that stays the same. And the rest all goes up, so that doesn't make sense.
Right. Inflation.
Yeah.
It's more. So the game needs to evolve as a whole, not in bits and pieces.
Yeah.
In my personal opinion, and that's the opinion I expressed, but they are not following suit.
It really makes me wonder what goes on over there in the developer rooms. I don't
Well,
know.
there was one change to the dailies though recently, where you no longer can do the cargo engine mission by shooting balloons in skirmish. So there you go, big change.
Yeah, no, that was not a change, Perk. That was not a change. And my God, the messages I got over that, and Facebook and Discord servers that I had to explain it. The point is, it was never meant to be that you could finish the mission in skirmish, because the name of the mission was always destroy cargo parts.
Right.
Okay, a balloon is not a cargo part. So basically what happens is that for a year and a half, everybody has been profiting from a bug. And now that the bug is fixed, everybody is complaining.
Yes.
It's freaking great.
For once a bug went our way, but of course now it's fixed. But the time I lost explaining all that, so I have my fixed answers to an amount of questions I regularly get. Is just copy paste, no? But
Yeah. Well, and I have new friends out there that might find this offensive. It's a joke, but maybe their excuse was the balloons are Russian cargo parts. Technically, I don't know. So, speaking of Facebook, though, they are yet to let the Cool-Kegs podcast profile in on the 25,000 group. You know, the little group there on Facebook. We still can't get in there. We've been denied. So
yeah, no. Well, there's a problem with that. Is that links are not allowed certain in that Facebook group. Now, there's 2 ways you can get in. Either get approval from me, the moderator, or the bot we have there, the administrative bot, but it's the bot that's blocking everything.
Yeah, it's
I
the
don't
bot.
even get a chance. I don't get a chance to let you in because it doesn't get into my approval section.
Well, I don't know. So since there's not like links allowed there, like I'd like to be there. Don't get me wrong, but I don't want to accidentally break the rules. And we link just about everything. So maybe it's not a bad idea for us not to be there. So I didn't realize you modded that. So yeah, it was definitely the bot though. It was. I just thought maybe we were on a no-no list.
No.
Another
well, the majority gets removed by our bot now.
Yeah, and it was the bot for sure. That was what I was always. It was always pending, and then it would tell me why. And one time I said hi, and then the rest one was a link, and yeah, that would make sense, buddy. But beyond that, I flew in last week in a golden league. Hooray! Yeah, I had a good time actually. Not flying for pressure, So that was fun. I will say that I started over with another account, so it's been more interesting the second time around. But yeah, I let the F-18 go. It's just it's somewhere out there in the ether, and I figured I'd start over, and I've been having a good time. So,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, we at F-35 never fly under pressure.
Ever? Well, so I was at the point where I was so burned out, Mero, I wasn't even flying. I'm not gonna lie. So it's hard for me to join like any team and not fly. That's rubbish.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole reason we started that squad, because we were tired of the pressure.
Was that during the last Great War?
No, I'm referring to my period at Bro.
Yeah. Oh, bro. Yeah. So, and I forgot you guys were both kind of around for that. I mean, I was around, but I was just a cheerleader. I was Spike Lee on the side chirping at ball players. So.
No, but being in a top squad and going for that top spot, either if you defend it or attack it, it's a full-time job, because every war you need to calculate your points, you need to gather your pilots, you need to replace the ones that are not able to play because of real-life issues. If you have been a top squad that's facing you, I need 5 million this war, we're going to get it, I need to go and beg to other squads to have pilots, and it's a lot of pressure, and with the rest of them that's going on in my life, I just had enough of it. I was not enjoying the game anymore itself.
Yeah. Well, and I think you and a lot of players, and for someone, I want people to understand that, and I think most of them do. Obviously, you don't have, the most power in the world, but you're still, got most power than most people, or insight to, and for you to say that, and they're feeling the same way, that's why people love you. It's not just because they can talk to a mod. So
back in those days, I didn't get a lot of love because there was I got a lot of backlash for being commander of a top squad and at the same time moderator for Sky Warriors. It was for many people, they saw it as a conflict of interest.
Well, that's why, again, so if it wasn't for you, we probably wouldn't exist. We've had that discussion. But I think since having you on, I hope it's benefited you to where people are treating you with the respect that, they understand what you're actually doing versus not anymore. So, and that's why I didn't want to come on here and talk about necessarily anything specific, because I want to remind them that you're just a player doing a little bit extra to try to help the community too. So, yeah, that's 100%. Like, let me ask you this: have you been doing anything with your birds lately?
Right now, it's pretty quiet.
Yeah.
I can't breed too much because we can't export.
Oh. Okay.
And the majority of what I breed, we have been fighting the bird flu in our country.
Oh no.
So this year we didn't have a national championship. We couldn't exhibit our birds. So not being able to exhibit your birds doesn't make you, let's say, noticed.
Yeah. And why waste the
Because
money of,
only-
yeah.
Well, then the sales drop, then you don't have empty cages, and if you can't export, except if it's contraband, well, if you can't sell, don't breed, no?
Right. Yep, exactly why.
So at this point, it's a bit at a low level.
Well, that sucks, man. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope I don't know. I hope the restrictions get lifted pretty soon. Like, everything needs to halfway go back to normal. Yeah. Well, that sucks, buddy.
It's life, no?
Yeah, that's true.
Not everything goes your way.
Well, I was going to tell everybody, too. So Duke has a TikTok that's kind of attached to Cool-Kegs. We're trying to figure out a name. I'm going to link it in this video. But yeah, if you guys are ever looking for a quick laugh, go to Duke's TikTok, and I'm not sure what it's going to be called. He'll change it eventually. I'm trying to get him to just get it off the Cool-Kegs name, because it's not us, it's strictly him. But go show him some love, because he's just funny and he doesn't realize it. So it's a good time. What else was I going to tell you? I was going to say something about. Oh, so do you mind telling the story about how you had your wife giggling with your State of the Union address?
Oh yeah. Well, after I made the recording and sent it to you, I let her listen to it, and she has a busy work too. She works from home, and she was kind of in a hurry, and I said, hey, listen to this, and she's like listening and looking like, what the hell is this? Why are you wasting my time with this? And I say, and I look at her, and I'm looking, she's not gonna say anything, or what's going on? I say, she's looking at me like, what's going on? Latinos, no? And I say, yeah, that's me. And she, no, it isn't. I say, yeah, that's me. No, it's not. Well, I'm telling you it is. That's my voice. That's not your voice. So she didn't recognize my voice.
Well, did she find it funny on top of it, or did she understand at all what's going on?
Yeah, especially when you send the new version with
The video?
With the video, then she found it hilarious. But yeah.
Well, I enjoyed it. It just kind of like
Yeah.
I thought we did okay with the speech. I'm glad you changed it up a little, because yeah, honestly, Perk would have been a great person to write that, but
she did it because you told me not to share that video, and she sent it to her friends and her family.
it's okay. It's okay. I had to take it down anyway. It was on our test platform, so either way, really, I could have left it and it would have been fine, but she'll get an opportunity to hear it and see it all together. In fact, this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking about I just drop this as fast as possible, because we have several different people coming up. I think we have 3 different people, and I think since you're, like I said, whenever you're available from time to time, we're gonna slot you in, because you're mainly the only link we have, so I think that's fair.
Let me ask you this: what does your wife think? I mean, you have to spend a lot of time with Sky Warriors between modding and playing and all that stuff. Like, does she ever say, "Oh, just put it away"?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
That one hurt. Yeah.
Yeah, but we work in 2 separate rooms now. She has so many reunions that I don't like to disturb her.
Yeah.
So she doesn't really know how much time I actually spend on Discord and in the game.
Well, don't let her hear this.
And in the weekends, well, there's always the bathroom, no?
Yeah. So I think it sounds like Perk's talking from personal experience. I'm the only one here that's not, worth being married to. So apparently, I'm not good enough at hiding my phone time.
I think all of our players are very familiar with bathroom playing.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you almost have to be. Sometimes you don't even want to be in the bathroom when you're stuck there. Yeah. So.
And sometimes parking lots or pulling over in the side of the road.
Oh yeah, me too. When I need to go and pick up my son, I need to. Well, it's a terrible street. You need to double park. So in order to have a spot, you need to leave very early. So I'm mostly waiting there for like 45 minutes to an hour,
Wow.
and I'm just playing.
I can imagine him in school line.
When it's summer, the sun is like right on top of your car because we're close to the equator here. Your car is heating up, your phone is heating up, your screen is heating up, and you can hardly see. And then Murphy's Law, of course, takes care of the fact that you always get the night flights during that moment.
Mm-hmm.
So the only thing you actually see is when somebody turns red.
Yeah. It's like
You're flying blind.
you got like night
Like
vision.
literally in the sweatshop for this game.
But that's how far we go to keep playing that stupid game, no?
No.
Well, and I tell you what, man, it's crazy because, and Perk can tell you, like, I mean, there's just more and more people like that want to come on from the game, and it's a great thing. Yeah. Does this not blow your mind too, in a way? I've been having this conversation over and over with people, but this entire thing's blown my mind. How big this is kind of getting, and we're doubling every day just on YouTube. I don't know about TikTok. I don't know about the other stuff because I'm starting to re-upload. By the way, Perk, I'm starting to upload back to the podcast things. It's just slow. For sometimes it'll take 2 in a day. Sometimes it'll only take 1. It's weird, but yeah, it's crazy, guys. Like, we got nearly 1,500 views last week, and we're averaging like 150 a day now. And now that Duke's releasing stuff on his own with those general things that he writes, I mean, it's just even going harder. Plus his TikTok, it's fucking hilarious, I'm telling you. But yeah, it's just.
Well, I hope you people are listening between wars because you should be flying.
Yeah. So I do feel guilty about that. I will say that. That's well, like, you're a commander, and I do feel bad, especially flying last week. I understand, and I don't fly nearly as hard as you, so yeah. Definitely keep this in between wars or fill-ups or fuels or something. So that's what our official position is.
My tank was empty before the podcast, so.
See, that's our position. That's pilots don't let other pilots not fly. So.
Good deal. So we only have an hour and a half until his tank's full, and we got to get off here.
Yeah, which is actually kind of funny. Like, we're sitting here relaxed, just having a good time, and time's already flying. Like, we're doing all right as it is. So, but and that's the other thing. We're trying to get this condensed, to where people can do 20, 30 minutes and kind of keep it there. It depends. It depends on the person, the group, and again, with return visits, it's a lot easier because we get through, unless you have a game relevant story or something you want to talk about, we can just sit here and talk to each other like we do normally. It's not quite as big a stage, I hope.
Did you have any follow-up questions after the first podcast?
I really didn't, that I can think of. Do you remember anything specific, Perk? I really don't, Mero. I think you explained it so well. Other than technical questions from, like, the hacker types, stuff you can't answer. Yeah, I mean, those kind of questions, if you know what I'm talking about. But anything relevant to you? I don't think so, bud. I just, people didn't know. I don't think people understood what the difference was between a mod and a developer, and you explained it. And yeah, has anybody been giving you trouble on the Discord side since?
No.
Good.
No.
Good. Yeah, dude.
Finally get that you're not a dev.
Yeah, you're not a dev. You're a community moderator that tries to help the players, and you're limited. That's what most people came out of that with, is how limited you really are with the doorway. And the thing is like, it is what it is, you know. They were just yelling and chirping at the wrong people, myself included. Again, when I didn't know for a long time, so I'm not going to try to take myself out of that, you know, camp either. You know, I was an idiot too. So that's why just like, so this is just one example. I mean, think about players that, you know, we may have had a different opinion on that came on, and they came on and, oh, okay. That's where I think the real fun in this, for me at least, you know, getting to know people and understanding. But no, man, I haven't heard a bad word about you. I haven't heard anything really, other than, you know, they wish they'd talk to you pretty much. So I don't know. I know Duke, when you guys were when we were on the pre-interview thing there waiting, Duke was saying something. He got his first critic on a video, so he enjoyed that as much as I did, I think. So I mean, it's to me, you know, criticism's even better than saying, hey, great video, it's perfect, because, you know, that means someone cares enough to have an opinion, and, you know, cool. Let's go.
Yeah.
Trust me, our cubicles, go ahead, Mero.
Opinions matter, no? But just recently, something I said in our own server, if there would be no difference of opinion, there would be no progress.
I agree.
What if we would live in a world where everybody agrees?
Bunch of lemmings.
What would we accomplish? Nothing.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And that's the thing. Like, go ahead, buddy.
That's how we make progress, because we differ in opinions and we look for a solution, for the best solution to our problems.
Well, and you know this more than anybody.
If a problem presents itself and everybody agrees, then you won't get the best solution.
Well, and you know this more than anybody. Like, critics, some of them do it for fun, but a lot of times it's just because they care, you know? And they think they have the answer, but, you know, I'm telling you, Perk and I, all the podcast team, we're so rich. You guys are lucky that we're on here. I should be driving my Bugatti right now.
People think they know the answers. Yeah, just go to the Sky Warriors feedback section and you see people do have all the answers, and they think it's all that simple, but it really isn't. No, and it takes a community, like the feedback page especially, right? So to ask the right question. On the other hand, there's a lot of valuable feedback in that channel.
Yep.
It's like a football game, no? The best coaches are all in the stands, no?
Yep. That's right. And usually on a Monday morning, right? Well, American football. But, yeah, we call that Monday morning quarterbacks, if that doesn't make any sense. Because you're probably talking European football, but still, same thing. But,
it's an analogy.
Yeah, it was perfect, though. Well, so what's it like? How's the weather in Peru today?
Well, we're experiencing the same issues as the rest of the world, no? Strange temperatures. So we should have had a winter in July and August, which never came. Now it's September and the spring is about to come, and now winter begins.
Wow.
And then soon, well, it's been world news, the effects of El Nino. So we're still waiting for that. That should be around October. And then the floodings will begin. So, yeah, we're still in for a good ride in the next month.
Are
well,
you?
You said you're near the equator. You said you're near the equator anyway. So do you even have seasons?
Yeah, we do. But like where I'm from, Belgium, there's a big difference between the distinction between the seasons. Winter is cold, and summers are hot. So our summers in Belgium are hotter than Peru, and our winters are colder. Like temperatures up to minus 10, and our summers can be up to 35, 38. And in between that, we have rain and snow and hail and whatever. Here in Peru, we have pretty much a constant weather all year. Like in winter temperature drops outside maybe to 15 degrees, and that means inside the house it still remains 20. Peruvians are cold then. I'm still in my shorts. That was so funny to me. I walk around in my t-shirt and my shorts because I'm
It's that
accustomed to a lot colder weather.
It's that Belgian blood,
And
buddy.
they're running around and they dress like Eskimos here.
Are you okay elevation wise though? Like you mentioned the flooding. All right, do you guys live in a decently high place?
No, I live at the coastal area in
Oh, no.
Lima.
Okay.
So that's basically a desert. It never rains here. You
Yeah.
never see any rain. But right behind us we have the Andes. So the clouds passes, if there are any clouds, but those clouds passes are being blocked by the Andes, by the top of the Andes, and there then it rains heavily. But this year now, with the effect of El Nino, those rains will be very, very heavy. And the ground in the Andes can't hold that water. So that comes down in the form of mud streams.
Okay.
And yeah, those can be very dangerous.
Well, I was kind of looking at your mountain range there, here on the internet, and it's the entire coast too. So it's gonna flood one way or the other, and then the valleys, right?
Yeah.
From top to
The
bottom.
more
Like,
north you go, the worse it will be.
well, that's like Lima, right? Lima looks like it's gonna be in an interesting spot, right off the coast. So I don't know. I don't want to get too specific where you're at. So, but yeah, dude, just hang in there and let us know. You know, if
Well, where I live, I won't really experience the effects of that. But what will be a problem for Lima is the water supplies, because those mud streams contaminate the rivers and the water supply.
yeah. So you're gonna have to help with the fallout probably if you're not physically affected.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
The last Nino we had was a Nino that was a lot less strong than what we are expecting now, and we had problems with water supply. So
Well, let us know, man, because the potential and stuff, you know, again, maybe we can help, you know, at least if needed, you know, send a link out to, you know, whatever programs that'll be developed. I'm sure smarter minds are already preparing for something like that, you know. But yeah, it worried me when you said flooding, because yeah, I remember a little bit about geography. So anyway, what does your wife think, by the way? Does she know you're on a podcast yet, besides what you showed her?
yeah, I told her not to be disturbed.
Well, and that's the thing, like, I wonder what your spouse thinks, Perk, like, as far as, I don't know, is this something that's out of character for all of us? Because, I mean, this is the first one I've done by myself. I've been on podcasts, though. I've hosted podcasts. So,
Yeah, this is all new to me.
really?
Yeah.
What do you think your family, like your boys, you know, they're teenagers, what do you think they'd think?
Oh, they always think everything I do is dorky and for old people.
Yeah, well,
So
now they're...
I told them about it, and they didn't seem to be thrilled. I'm like, guess what? I'm on a podcast. And they're like, okay.
And they don't care? Oh, that's
They don't-
weird.
They don't care.
Well, Berg, I'm still in the position where I'm my son's hero. No, he's still only 8. So I'm not there yet that I'm gonna be dorky. I'm still the hero.
Yeah, you're still cool?
Everything I do is, yeah, I'm still the cool dad.
Well, and I bet you your boys think you're cooler than you think. The thing is they're probably used to having an earbud in their ear and flipping through TikTok and watching 15 seconds and flipping. So you know, I don't know. I don't know your boys. I just, you know, I know for a fact this is pretty good. I mean, at least in our age group. So I don't know.
My boys are just gamers. They're always on their computers playing something or other that I don't understand. I tried to get them into this game, and they're like, "No, I hate flying games."
Oh.
So
Didn't work. Do they like first-person shooters, that kind of thing?
Yeah.
They're probably into Tarkov, as smart as your kids are. That's what my little brother does. And, yeah, he even asked me to put some of his memes that he makes from YouTube That's what I've shared him before quietly, but I might borrow him from him and have Duke upload him to TikTok. But
Well, my oldest friend actually just joined an esports team at school. He's going to be playing Valorant for the school.
oh wow,
Yeah, that's his main thing that he does.
you know what? I don't know what you guys think, but since there is now financial gain out of virtual gaming, I don't see why that would be. Why we shouldn't throw that in the curriculum. Good for that school, by the way.
Yeah.
Really good for them.
They even like rented these really top of the line gaming computers for the kids to come in after school and play. And they have a Valorant team, they have an Overwatch, and it's one other one I can't remember right now. But yeah.
Good for them, man.
Yeah.
How about that? Progress. There's some real progress.
That's right.
I
We
mean,
need to be making a living off of this stuff that we're wasting our lives on.
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah, the fun thing is, I never was a gamer. I just rolled into this game by, coincidence.
it's amazing to me. Me too, actually, in a way. I mean, I was a gamer, but not like a mobile gamer, so. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, before this game, I was big on junk like Candy Crush and Bricks and Balls and stuff like that. This came out of nowhere.
Yeah, Candy Crush was a thing I had before when I played when I was bored a bit, but yeah, before that, when I was in Belgium, I have 2 daughters, no?
Oh, I didn't know
They're
that.
already grown up. Yeah, 2 daughters and 2 granddaughters.
Wonderful, buddy.
But I had a PlayStation for them, but I never played myself. It was just for them.
Well, see, and I think that's part of, if you, especially raising them. My dad used to play with me a little bit on the first PlayStation, but I think that my mom kind of stopped him. So.
Yeah, I did that. I played with them, but when they weren't home, I wasn't playing any. I didn't buy any games for myself.
Right.
Or I wasn't playing by myself. When I was divorced, of course, when they visited me, I played games with them, but I didn't buy that PlayStation for myself or games for myself.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Especially, I don't have a console anymore. I have my big computer, but that's, again, I can't decide what I want to do. It's I'm gonna have to make up my mind real quick or buy an external hard drive. So it's getting to the point where, yeah, I might have to sell a Bugatti and upgrade. So we're so rich out here, Perk.
No.
Yeah.
We're Americans, we all are.
Yeah, well, it's not even that. It's just like, for me, it's like, yeah, I realize. So, like the speech, I purposely made that as, instead of saying where he says President, the Sergeant at Arms, I purposely said it in that voice because it's more fun that way. You could tell that, I probably could have made it to where I sounded closer, like I was echoing, like in a big chamber, but I was like, nah, this is funnier this way, so. But, yeah, I don't know. I hope everybody's still having fun. I'm having a blast, so it's, once we get, everybody on the first time, if that's ever gonna stop, because honestly, I don't know that I want it to, but at least we'll get a handle back on it. Perk's back. She's got the schedule. I can shut up and let her do her job. That's the nicest thing.
No, you can't.
It's hard, bud, because I meet people in real life. Duke just, he's going to be bringing on a really interesting person from the outside. It happens. I don't know how to describe it. And then some of these new people and older people don't even know about this yet. I thought everybody would know about this, and there's people on Discord that's never seen this still. I'm like, really? I mean, we're only 200 episodes in. So, I don't know.
Yeah. And you can keep bringing people on for it. Just don't promise them all that they can be on next week.
Well, it's always next week. That's as far as my brain. See, this is why you schedule, though. Because, like, I'm not going to lie, and Kegs will agree with this when he plays this back, but we can act like we had it under control, but until the first week that you got, you were saying, hey, I'll be back at this date, probably. Before then, we were doing it by the seat of our pants. We would get a hold of somebody 3 days prior. So, yeah. And this is the type of stuff that, and people are well aware. Mero, I know you are, Dope, but, you handle more than you think just by doing just the schedule, and that's not all she does, and that's all I'm going to say. So if people want to know how to start a podcast, find 4 people that you can keep on the same page and do your best doing that. Because you can't do it alone. I mean, I don't know. You probably could do it alone if all you did was this, literally. No work, nothing. So, and then
And lose your mind.
yeah, I was going to say, then you got problems. But, yeah, that's why this is the best thing in the world for me, is just, I don't know, meeting people that understand, like, this shit's not as easy as it seems. I mean, some of it is. It's just the time. But, I don't know, Mero. What else is going on with you? Anything?
Well, not much. Just, a lot of work with the sun right now. I think here in Peru, the pressure on kids in school is, in my opinion, way too high.
Really?
I've seen it from 2 different sides, two different worlds. When my daughters came home from school in Belgium, okay, at this age, 8, well, okay, half-hour homework, bit of reviewing classes, and off to play.
Yeah.
My son has 2 hours of work a day on stupid projects, homeworks, exams, and it's like,
Wow, is
like
that
I said, there's
8-year-old?
too much pressure on these kids. He barely has time to play. Like, he flies himself. No, he plays the game, and he's flying in our 2nd squad, but he has barely time to play.
That's not good for his childhood development
And
part,
then,
yeah.
then he's constantly worried that they're going to kick him. But yeah, no, it's I completely disagree with the pressure they put on kids here, and it probably is, of course, like in Belgium, we go to school to our high school, as you call it,
Yeah.
Until the age of 18. Here they need to do it in 2 years less.
Oh.
High school is
Wow.
only till the age of 16, and then they're already supposed to go to the university, which in my opinion is way too young, because who knows at the age of 16 or even 17 what they want to do in life.
Yeah.
I don't know what I want to do with my life, and I'm 37.
Okay, you can have somebody. You have, of course, kids that already know at the age of 8 or 10 exactly what they want to be. I want to be a pilot. I want to be a veterinarian. I want to be whatever, But the majority of the kids have no clue at the age of 16, and besides that, don't have the maturity to make that decision.
Oh, no.
Well, yeah.
And so, aside of that point, so everything that you're supposed to learn and into your general education, you need to do it here in 2 years less.
That's just nuts. Yeah.
So,
Could you imagine doing
pressure
AP at 16, Perk? That's crazy.
No. I didn't know until, like, my last month of school, I think.
I don't even know. Yeah, I
And
never.
like you said, even now, like, I don't know. If I could do it all over again, I don't know what I'd pick.
Yeah. I mean, I've always been that guy too. Wow, Mero, that's.
all right.
So do you get?
I wish many times I could do it all over again. Yeah, I didn't. When I was 18, I didn't have a clue what I would do either. So, because I was a mathematician, I liked math a lot, and I didn't want to go to college to do math because it was another 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
So I had to do a more shorter education, and so I went to university level school, but not really university. Basically, a bachelor, what they would call today a bachelor.
Sure.
So I picked something that was the closest to math, was insurance broker.
Yeah.
So that's what I studied, but never really with the intention to actually become one. I just did it because I had to go to university and I had to study, but I had no clue what I wanted to be, or I had no clue what I wanted to do with my life at the age of 18.
Yeah.
And if I could do it all over again, I would do something different, for sure.
Well.
And I don't know if it's like this in Peru, but here, college is a huge commitment just because it's so expensive. You're going to be paying for it the rest of your life. So it's a lot of pressure to pick the right job.
That's
You're
right.
going to be able to pay back college.
And don't ever leave it here. You leave university here, you're not only still paying on it, you have to pay to get back in. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, And to bring it full circle too, by the way, Mero, I I'm actually an insurance agent too. I worked for the union for years. I did life health and accidental AD&D stuff. Yeah, so yeah, it's just funny how we found each other. It's funny.
You're my ticket in America.
Yeah, well, so I left that job because I realized when I started getting into financial planning and stuff like that, I realized I couldn't smoke a joint and lose millions of dollars for people. So that's a bad joke. I just lost. No, that was a joke.
What's the obsession with drugs that you Americans have? And this it's all about weed and marijuana and
you want to know the truth? I think I know the truth.
And things I never heard of. I don't know what you guys are so obsessed with drugs.
It's partly repression, kind of like what was it when alcohol was banned? Prohibition. Part of that with the weed thing, but the other part is really Americans in general.
That's 100 years ago.
Yeah, well, so, and I think that's why there's such a huge influx, because it's now starting to become legal. But the thing is, too, like everything America, it's overstimulation. Overstimulation, we have money to burn. Literally, it's just, people would rather pretend they're someone else and escape reality, I think. On a psychological level, we're talking sociology, but I think that's kind of what's going on.
I also don't think as many people are doing drugs as it sounds like. People just say that to make jokes and sound cool.
Yeah,
like,
so
I don't know anyone in my personal life who's doing that.
Yeah, and I will every once in a while, but it's always with a group or something. It's kind of like casual drinking for me, if I'm being honest. I don't smoke every day or anything like that. It's just more of a joke, like she said.
Yeah.
But it is legal now, and it's access as well. I'm sure, I can do this, so I'm going to. Just the human mind. I don't know. Over here, I don't know what it was like in Belgium, but over here, consumerism is a huge thing. A lot of people live their lives basically with the shit they buy. They think that that's what makes them who they are. I don't know. It's,
No, I never in my life did I come in contact with drugs.
Really? Well, see, that's a beautiful life, though. Thank God for that.
Now I live in a country that actually produces drugs like cocaine, but still not. It doesn't interest me. I never came in contact with it, and never interested me.
I don't know how much. I think you like to be outside, but I can tell you this: there is a huge market right now for that mad honey over there. I personally don't ever want to try it, but there's a huge market for the Americans. I don't know what the legalities would be, but you could get your hands on some of that. But a lot of it's cliffside from what I've seen, and it's super dangerous to get, and it's just not worth it. But it's called mad honey. It's red honey, and apparently it's psychedelic.
Look at you pushing our guests to be drug dealers.
I never heard of it.
Yeah. Well, and again, he's industrious. So he's industrious too. So who knows? He could find a way to do it legally.
Talking about drugs, I just recently saw that documentary on Netflix about the codeine.
Mm-hmm.
My God, how is that even possible? That
well, the synthetic shit. Yeah, I don't know. That's how I got hooked. By the way, doctors weren't paying as much attention to basically the representatives for the manufacturers were misrepresenting some of these pain pills and synthetics. Luckily, mine was pretty much not Oxycontin. I've never taken it. That's the pure synthetic. And yeah, I don't know, man. People, money's more important than people being drug addicts, I guess.
That was pretty scary to see how that can escalate in such a way.
It cost me pretty much everything. I know that, and it was just a high school injury. I had no idea either. I'm listening to one of the best doctors in the area. He was a surgeon for the Bulls when Michael Jordan was there, and he actually handwritten a letter to me about 4 years after I was out of college, because I almost died too. But that's a long story. That had to do with the hospital, not him. And long and the short, he basically apologized, because we stayed in pretty good contact with the guy. I still know him by his first name. He'll still give me a hug, but it was pretty bad. I mean, I was hooked for 6 years on painkillers, And yeah, not even my partner knew it. She had no idea. So, and I was embarrassed by it, of course, but I mean, it got to the point where I probably should have died a few times. I was taking 10 tins a day. I would take 5, their Lorcet, so hydrocodone, of the big ones, 5 in the morning and 5 around noon, and it was just so I wasn't sick. That's how bad it got. I had a morphine ball in my knee, and they were still feeding me pain pills after my first and second surgery. So, yeah.
Wow.
It was pretty bad. It wasn't like I was a drug addict either. I wasn't looking to smoke. I was a true athlete. I never smoked cigarettes. Nothing. And then, yeah. It just, they didn't have any idea about it.
You became a drug addict without even knowing it.
Mm-hmm. And that's the saddest part. The saddest part is I'll always be an addict. Now, I look at them, like, I refuse to take them. Like, if they're in the room, I'll walk away. Like, it ruined my life. Luckily, I learned from it, and I've been away from it. But, like, right now, my tooth, right? So, I have an abscess tooth, and the real reason that I don't want to have an oral surgery is because I know they're going to give me pain meds, and I don't need them. So, I'm taking ibuprofen, and I did go up, and I got some, basically close to penicillin. The doctor, I explained to the doctor what I just said to you, and he said, if you can take the pain, and I said, well, that's the only option. So, I'm pretty upfront about that, but, yeah.
Well, what about just Novocaine? Like, can they just give you a shot of Novocaine, or does that trigger something too?
No, and the thing is they could, but it'd wear off a little bit, in a couple hours. It's just kind of like a waste of time. I might as well just kind of deal with it. And I'm fine now. Like, the infection's going down, and it'll be fine. It just, and I'll have them take it out, but when they do, I'm going to schedule it. They can gas me where I go to sleep, then I can wake up, and then I'll deal with that. But I'm starting a new job Monday, so I really just don't have the time to do any of that. So that's why I took this route. Like, I can't. I took a new position at an old job, and I'm getting paid significantly more. And I walked through the door as one of the highest people paid there, and it's like, I got to respect that and be there. So.
Yeah, can't say no to that.
No, and yeah, that was a lucky thing too, because I don't know. It'd be funny though, is if I would have took the job at the dispensary, I could have said, "Hey, I got Mero in Peru. He can get us some honey." Next thing you know, we're all millionaires.
I'm not getting involved in that.
That okay? You get 30%. Anyway, that's a joke, Mero. That's a joke. But yeah, I almost worked.
You would get 30%.
Yeah, I get 0% because I don't know anybody who'd get me honey from Peru. But I almost worked, so it's kind of funny that we were talking about drugs, though. I forgot about this. I almost took a job working for one of the dispensaries here, because it's becoming a true industry. Like, I'm pretty sure there's people that are publicly traded too, like companies. So I don't know. I can tell you, marijuana is, from experience, marijuana I think is safer than alcohol on so many different levels. But we don't know what the impact is over time because people haven't been able to take it and honestly tell the doctors this is what's going on in a big enough batch to really have any information. So hopefully now with the legalization, soft legalization of it, doctors will be able to do some kind of research and say, look, these are the risks, these are the benefits, and then we can go from there. But yeah, it's been illegal so long that nobody really knows, so I don't know. But yeah.
And once again, an hour's gone by, just like that.
It actually has been an hour. So, yeah. I don't know, guys. I'll tell you what, Mero. Is there anything that you want to talk about, or like maybe throw out a shout out to F-35, anything like that?
Yeah, of course. Shout out. No, well, we're just having a great team there, and we're having a blast. So, over time we have formed a brotherhood there, and it's just loads of fun. We have an active server. it has been a game changer since I joined that squadron.
Well, I'll tell you
Joy
what,
came back.
I love everybody over there, and I send my love and try to send our love to everybody. But you know, I don't know of anything big really going on other than the stuff you got coming up weather-wise. So just keep us in the loop, okay, brother?
It's a great group of people, and I just love it there.
Well, and I mean, your son flies for him. It's just great. It's awesome you can have that squad again, you know. It sounds like you're having fun again.
Yeah.
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 What about you, Perky? You doing all right? How's one doing?
We're doing good over here. I actually like took a break for a while, but I'm back this war. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll see how long well, you're we're booked, so you don't have to deal with my shit. So that's what you can tell those boys. Tell the Aussies, by the way. I said Aussie.
All right, will do.
But yeah, unless you got something else to say, Perk?
Nope.
Nothing? Well, I guess, guys, with that being said,
He's cool.
she's been Prkushun, and we want to thank you, Mero, for coming on, but we're out of here.